Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Emily McKenna, one of the founders of the project called Small Steps Speak Volumes, the one we'll be talking to you about today. And I'm here to give you a brief introduction about who we are, where we came from, and how we hope this project moves on in the future. To begin with, we are a small group. We're 3 people, myself, my sister, who you'll see in a bit later, and our friend, Rebecca Kearns. And we came together about 3 years ago to set up a project based on the idea of bringing people together around world-changing ideas. Now, when I say world-changing ideas, I don't mean they have to be huge, because there's the world and then there's our world. And your world might be your home, your school, your neighborhood, or your world could be your city, your state, your hemisphere. Or you could think really big and your world could be the Milky Way galaxy. So whoever you are, wherever you are, we wanted to help bring people together. The basic idea behind Small Steps is this: any problem you can identify can be solved. One of the earliest, I guess you could say a prototype to Small Steps, was a smaller scale analog project called the Helping Hands Bulletin Board. And the way the Helping Hands Bulletin Board worked was you would take a place, you need a physical place, a community center, a school, a church, an office building, and people could post either ways they were able to help, or they could post ways they needed help. For example, if you were someone who was really good at maybe not professional construction, but you're really handy with tools, you could post on the wall and say, hey, I'm really good with tools. I can help you hang pictures, or I can help you build a shelf. And then someone might come along and say, hey, I need someone to help me build a shelf. And they'll see your little sticker, and they'll take your tag. Or you could say, if you're someone who needed help, you could say, I just adopted 3 dogs, and I found that I have to go out of town 4 times in the next 6 months, and I need a dog sitter. And the point is, you would be matched up with someone local. You know, I know Craigslist works a very similar way, but Craigslist is largely commercial, and we didn't want to be commercial. So this board went up a couple of places. We'll have a photo coming up here. But the idea expanded to finding a way to get people to share their ideas for larger projects. And one of the next steps along this path had to do with, surprisingly enough, umbrellas. I live between 2 major metropolitan areas, in a town you might call a suburb, but you might not, and near another smaller city. And we were driving through town, and the idea came to set up take one, leave one umbrella barrels, because rain is the great equalizer. You know, no one wants to get caught in the rain. Whether you're someone, you know, who is fortunate enough to have a home or a shelter to go to, but you're stuck between 2 places, you need an umbrella. if you are unfortunately not able to get anywhere inside, you need an umbrella. So I like the idea of umbrellas being donated to the city to be sort of communal property. So I contacted the local city hall and was told basically, we like the idea, your idea will be presented at the next meeting. But when I said, should I come to the meeting, I was told, no, but your idea will be presented and we'll get back to you. And this was about 5 years ago, and I never heard back. And I kept trying to contact people, I never heard back. Which, I call this the inspiration for small steps because sometimes the established channels don't work, you know? And again, the umbrella barrels could have been a terrible idea. But the point is, there should have been a way to find out, and there wasn't. Which, you know, which complicates the idea of any problem you can identify you can solve. Because some problems need more people involved to get solved. I'm saying this badly. So anyway, so we got together and had this idea to go around collecting on video or through audio world-changing ideas from anyone, really. Hoping we could post those ideas and other people would get inspired and they would contact the person who originally shared the idea, and the whole process would just move along in a sort of gradual grassroots sort of way. Excuse me. And the long and short is, you know, up here in Ohio, in middle America, I guess you could say, foot traffic is a bit hard to come by in a lot of places. Public spaces with a lot of people are hard to come by in a lot of places. So finding a place we could go out with a microphone or a camera and film became not as doable as we had hoped. So the plan moved to a website where people could post their ideas and a secure piece of contact information, you know. Because the whole way through we were being told, oh, this is going to get people killed, which we don't want. I mean, you never want a project like this to cause harm. So we had this website set up, and Becca will tell you more about the website when she gets up here. But we had the website set up, and for the longest time, nobody came, you know, which happens sometimes. The internet is a big place. So we spent a year trying to get the website to actually work alone. You know, we would post random positive news articles or share them on Twitter, and generally try to get people to come to the site and share their ideas. The second year, after the first year didn't go so well, we began reaching out to other similarly minded nonprofit organizations in order to get advice or help, or even you know, to become a section of their organization, you know. Because, I mean, you have to be honest, if we ourselves were afraid to ask for help, then the whole point of the project just falls apart, you know. So we spent a while contacting other organizations, and they were great. They gave us a lot of great advice. Some of which we took, some of which we couldn't take at the time. And we went another year and a half operating like this. And still, people weren't interested, which, you hope to fill a need when you set up an organization like this, but sometimes there isn't as much of a need as you thought there was, So now, Small Steps is ending, and we had a final project the end of last year, the end of 2017, in Columbus, Ohio, at Ohio State University. And this project went super well. And the results, if you're watching this on YouTube, the results you'll see in screenshots in this film. But if you belong to the organization we're sending this to and sending our booklet to, you'll see the results in the laminated booklet we're going to send you. So, there you are. This is just about all I have to say for now, but to talk to you about how we got off the ground. Basically, the idea was a little bit of a brainstorm. I tried to take the lead doing video and audio, which didn't really work out. So I reached out to my two best friends, and one of them is an absolute whiz with technology, and she got us set up. So I'm going to hand this over to her, and she'll talk to you about our web presence and a little bit about how we're going to continue in the future.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Currents, and I am the social media coordinator for Small Steps Speak Volumes. Most of my work has been done, as much of this project has been in the background. My role has primarily been in setting up our online presence and helping to troubleshoot, maintain, make sure that everything is going smoothly and that things are interconnected. One of the things that got me interested in this project from the beginning, just besides the fact that I get to work with, two of my best friends in the world, which is super awesome. But I really like that concept of having a vision for what you want the world to look like, and then really spreading out to get ideas of how to actually put that into play. They say that you should be the change you want to see in the world, but that's not something that really comes naturally to a lot of people. You may have a feeling or the beginnings of an idea, which happens a lot in my case, but not really the process for how to actually put it into action or what that action would even be to begin with. So this project has really been a lot of fun to work with and to really work to make happen. Through the different websites that we've set up, one of the first things that we did is we settled on actually having this straight up website as kind of the main base of operations. Used Tumblr as a platform, but went ahead and registered a domain, got it all synced up. From that, we were able to link from that website to our YouTube page where we have videos, to our Twitter where we were more easily able to post short updates to anyone following, and then of course to our Facebook page to really help get the word out that this is what we're trying to do as a project, trying to quite literally make the world a better place by getting people's ideas and resources together. So a lot of my job has been in working to make sure that the these sites have been just kind of friendly and open in feel, and also usable to help make it easy to be able to, share your ideas, share your thoughts, share even your encouragement, which is something that I think no matter what period of time you're in throughout history, everybody can always use a great deal of encouragement, because sometimes seem a little darker than others. And in perspective, you may look back and realize, honestly, that wasn't that bad, but in the moment, it can feel very intense. We're a very, very connected world in so many ways, and that connection can be very frightening because we are more forcibly aware of a lot of what's going on. We're aware of exactly how terrible things can be, and it's very, very easy to focus on all of that negativity. It's definitely something to keep in mind. I will never in my life say that you need to ignore it, but more than anything, finding those resources of positivity to be able to bolster yourself, to be able to have something to look forward to be able to have hope. That, for me, is one of the most important things that anyone can actually strive for. You can't live always on the edge of that cliff, stressed out, freaking out, and not able to cope with what's coming next. You have to be able to take a step back, and you have to have resources to be able to do so. Being able to impact your environment, whether it is the environment as we think of with nature, or just your immediate surroundings, whichever, in a more positive way, can completely flip your mindset around, completely flip your attitude around. And with this project, it's definitely given me an outlet to actually be putting some positive change into the world, because I know for myself, I feel very much like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to even begin with something. But this was a beginning. This is something, and it's like, oh, I can do that. I can set up a Facebook page. I can set up a website. I can set up a Twitter. I can do this. And being a part of that has been very exciting and occasionally a little frustrating, but completely worth it for me. One of the things with the website that we are planning to do is we are going to actually go ahead and keep it active for a while as an online archive for everything the project has stood for and everything the project can hopefully continue to do, which more than anything is we hope we can inspire others to be that change that they want to see. You can find little ways to be able to make a difference, to be a part of this beautiful, beautiful world that's out there, and to be a part of something that is bigger and better and greater than a single person. It's a fascinating thing to be able to watch. It's a fascinating thing to see it unfold, and to see the possibilities of where it can go. There's something magical about it, and I would encourage everyone as much as you can. You may not have a lot of money to be able to give, but you may be able to find a little bit of time here and there to put it towards something to make the world a better place, and I really encourage you to do so.
Hi, my name is Caitlin McKenna, and I'm the fundraising coordinator for Small Steps Speak Volumes, and I'm here to talk to you about the future of fundraising for this organization. We've got a number of t-shirts on sale on Zazzle.com and a few other ongoing fundraising opportunities. After much deliberation, we have decided to proceed as follows. Our merchandise will remain on sale, and at the end of each year, the money raised will be given to a different established nonprofit organization. Updates about where to find our merchandise will be posted as needed on our website. Thank you.
Hello again. As mentioned in the introduction to this video, we had our final event near the end of last year. We met in the Great Hall Credenza at the Ohio Union at Ohio State University. And we asked people to share any ideas they had. They could share a project they were working on, or an idea they had for the world, or just offer some encouragement to their, fellow human beings. So here are the results of our project. One of the reasons we're putting this video together is to get the word out, which we haven't had much luck with so far during this project. But for those of you who have been following us, or who maybe found us at the end, we'd like to offer some suggestions for some nonprofits we like, so you can get involved with them too. So we'll just go one at a time.
The World Wildlife Fund covers all forms of natural conservation, including, as per their website, forests, marine environments, freshwater, wildlife, food, and climate. They basically do a little bit of, or rather, they do a lot of everything in effort to help make the world and the people and animals living on it better. There are many ways that they have listed on the website that we can help, including fundraising, and they have multiple ways to donate, including a symbolic adoption of a species, and there are multiple options to choose from for that one. Some that you get a bunch of stuff for it, like I can get a plush, adoption card, gift box, gift bag, and so forth. There's also an option to do a virtual adoption in which all the money goes directly to, I believe goes directly to the animal in question. So yeah.
The first one I picked was a volunteer match. They have a very similar mission to Small Steps, which is why they're on this list, and I'm messing with my Word document, I'm sorry. Okay, Volunteer Match is a program where you can go on and they'll match you by location or interest, and you can find either a program or a project to work with. And here's some information they sent, because they're also really, really good at they're really good at public relations, alright? Okay, Volunteer Match believes everyone should have a chance to make a difference. As the web's largest volunteer engagement network, serving over 113,000 participating nonprofits, 100 network partners, and 13 million annual visitors, Volunteer Match offers unique award-winning solutions for individuals, nonprofits, and companies to make this vision a reality. Since its launch in 1998, Volunteer Match has helped the social sector attract more than $10.4 billion worth of volunteer services. Learn more about Volunteer Match at volunteermatch.org and follow them on Twitter at Volunteer Match. Volunteer Match is one of the organizations Small Steps was inspired by, like I said, so why I picked them. They match people with nonprofit organizations based on interest and location. For people who really want to help out but don't know how, this is a site I recommend.
For myself, I am a big fan of Doctors Without Borders. They have been a group that's been operating since the 1970s, working to be independent and impartial and reach areas of the world that are in great need, areas that have gone through natural disasters, epidemics, all kinds of stuff, to be able to provide proper medical care. Even more than anything, they work for communities that are having ongoing struggles, being able to have water and sanitation, correct nutritional needs met, if there are famines or shortages, if there has been war in the areas. They have done a ton of work throughout like Latin America, huge chunks of Africa, through India, the Middle East, Russia. They've been all over the place, and just as a group, I really appreciate the fact that they are out there in the field. You know, it's doctors and sometimes journalists going along with them to document and really make sure that the world is aware of what's going on in these areas that have some of the biggest needs.
Okay, following the theming of my picks here, I've got the National Audubon Society. They're a group that does conservation work with the focus mostly on birds and their habitat. One of the major things they're working on is fighting to preserve the Arctic Wildlife Refuge at the moment. They have areas on the site where you can donate. You can also donate by purchasing items through the gift shop, which is really cool. And you can, and they have links to contact your congressperson to support wildlife and conservation efforts.
Cool. Another good one with a very similar mission statement to Small Steps. If you like our group, check out these guys. They're called Idealist. Idealist is an organization, like I said, very similar to Small Steps. We didn't know they existed when we first tried to get going, but they do a great job of highlighting organizations and connecting people called Idealists with projects and organizations via their idea list. I like the double meaning of the name. They've given us some advice over the years and are a wonderful organization. So if you found us near the end of our project, check them out today. You can find them at idealist.org.
In the same vein as, in a sense, as our project and several of the ones that Emily has mentioned, Project for Awesome is my second pick. Project for Awesome is a fantastic yearly fundraiser that is put together where folks are able to contribute YouTube videos about charities and nonprofits that they're in support of, and then at the end of everything they go through, they vote, and the money that is raised through Project for Awesome is put into grants for those various organizations. If you are wanting to get a better idea of who is out there and some of the things that some of the different nonprofits and charities are able to do, their particular reach, their goals, additionally some stuff about their mission statements. A lot of the videos done by Project for Awesome are really, really fantastic and will give you a really great overview. The folks who run it are super cool as well, and I think is a fantastic way to be able to utilize social media in a really interesting format to try to do the most good that you can. So, highly recommend.
Especially videos, huh?
Especially videos.
Yeah. Okay.
And finally, Oceana is a conservation nonprofit that has their focus on the oceans. There's a focus on sustainable use of seafood, like, yes, and protection of the ocean environment and fish in order to protect the fragile ecosystem of the sea and to provide a reliable food source for people around the world.
Cool. Okay, the final one I'd like to highlight is DoSomething.org. Do Something is an initiative to encourage and help young people in their teens and early 20s to make the world a better place. On their website, DoSomething.org, participants can find projects called campaigns. They can submit campaigns, and they can share the results through social media. They also have a blog where they tell visitors how to solve the problems they hear about in the news, which is really handy. This is a great site for people who want to help but just aren't sure how. There are campaigns for all interests and all levels of commitment. There is an age limit, but if you're a young person who wants to change the world, check them out. Remember, DoSomething.org. Now, I believe the age limit is 25, but you'll have to check, yeah. And we're 30, 30, and 31. So, but anyone who can, we encourage you to go find them, help out. Be awesome.
And in the vein of actually doing something, while it is not affiliated with DoSomething.org, my third and final pick is Habitat for Humanity. Now, Habitat for Humanity has been also around since the 70s, doing a lot of great work. They've actually helped either build or just construct, rehabilitate, or preserve over 800,000 homes in the time that they've been active, which I think is really fantastic. If you're the type of person who maybe isn't too sure about some of the stuff with social media, isn't really sure where to start, but you like being able to work with your hands and you want to actually get out there and do something, Habitat for Humanity is where it's at. They are a fantastic group. They are very much a true not-for-profit. Everything goes into the work that they do to provide housing for families. It is a fantastic project. It's been something that's really awesome to work with and work alongside. I've been involved with a couple of things with them. Highly recommend them as well. They're really fantastic.
Thank you, and we hope this video has encouraged you to take your dreams and goals and ideas and put them out in the world. And you know, we're the project might be ending, but we're not. I mean, we're still here, right? So let us know if you want us to help. And how do we end this? Well, how about the way we began? I believe small steps speak volumes. And if you do too, go out and take your first step. Thank you.